Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie Broderson and I'm going to be discussing gender inequality throughout the workplace. Gender inequality throughout the workplace has been a huge issue around the world for many years and is still a huge issue today. Some people may be thinking to themselves, what is gender inequality and what is gender equality in the workplace? Now, throughout my speech, I'm going to be using three terms: gender inequality, sex discrimination, or gender discrimination. All three of these sayings all have the same meaning. So also, gender inequality is not the same thing as an employee being treated differently. A great example, which a lot of people think is gender inequality throughout the workplace, but is not, is when a workplace has separate bathrooms for men or women. That simply is not gender inequality. That is more of a preference of the business and possibly could have been a preference of the employees too, to ask the business. Now, gender inequality, as defined by J. Herby, is a means of receiving unequal treatment based solely on your gender, which women are commonly the subject of. This would mean that a male would be offered a promotion for a job over a female only due to the fact that he is a male, nothing to do with his performance over the female. The top two acts of gender inequality that I'm going to be going over are going to be job promotions and job hiring and the wage gap between the two genders, male and female. Now, the wage gap between men and women has dramatically decreased over the years, but is still there. Pew Research Center analysis show that in 2015, women between 16 and 24 earned 83%, and women between 25 and 34 earned 90% of what a male earned, both part-time employees and full-time employees. Now, if you do the math, women would have to work an extra 44 days in order to earn the same amount as a male, according to Brown and Patton in 2017. Now, a study was done in 2015 by Lean and Org and McKinsey called Woman in the Workplace. This study was done to promote female leadership and gender equality throughout businesses in 2016. This was recorded. There was an estimate of about 30,000 employees that participated in this study over around 118 companies. So the findings of the study were not as expected to be, or not as hopeful as they should have been, but showed familiar findings from the study that was taken in 2012. So you will see on my graph that the studies were found that males are still the majority of the corporate ladder and the females are still a minority, which I thought it would be different, but it showed the same results ultimately overall. Now, I bet some of you may be thinking, why is all of this important? Why is gender equality important throughout the workplace? And the answer is simply explained by Joel Peterson. Men and women are equal, not identical. A diversity in opinions and ways of thinking is very essential to the success of the business venture. Now, some of the main benefits that a company will see from having gender equality will include different viewpoints on one problem, strength in communication, positive work environment, and a gain within reputation. These were listed by the NAWBO in 2016. Pushing for gender inequality is more simple than people think, and especially when it comes to management. There are actions and policies that management can put into place to be sure that gender equality is promoted, enforced, and followed throughout the entire business. The first action managers should do should be to educate their employees, educate the CEOs, educate everybody about what gender discrimination is, what it looks like, and how to prevent it, and how to stay through with it. management also could promote both males and females equally throughout the year or throughout whichever quarter they're going through. And when they promote either or, promote their success that happened throughout the company. This will help make sure that the employees are feeling good and they know that they're being acknowledged for their hard work and they're being treated equally throughout the entire business. It will motivate them to want to perform at their best all the time and to come up with more efficient and effective ways throughout the business, which will ultimately help the business as a whole, not just the employee as a single. And the last thing that management should do to help the communication throughout the workplace and make sure that there's equality, gender equality, would be creating a sexual harassment policy throughout the business and make sure that it is followed. The policy will not only help employees feel comfortable, but it will also provide protection to the employees and to the company as well. Now, throughout all of my research that I have done for gender equality throughout the workplace, it is clear to see that gender inequality is still a big issue around the world. But there has been many improvements over the past years, and women are going to continue to make improvements and be heard and make sure that everyone in the workplace is treated equally, and management is going to be a huge part of that. So hopefully we will soon see that gender equality throughout the workplace will no longer be an issue and everybody will be treated the same. Thank you.